Hello, I'm Dr. Indrajit Bhattacharya, Director of National Accreditation Board for Education and Training, Quality Council of India. Today I'm very happy to introduce you to Mr. Sharda Prasad, who is the chairman of our committee, Accreditation Committee for Industrial Training Institutes at NABET. He is an Indian Administrative Service Officer and the former Director General of DGT, Ministry of Labour and Employment. Today it is Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Mr. Sharda Prasad. So, sir, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
So, I'd like to take you through a couple of questions on the industrial training institutes. So, my first question to you would be, what is the role of ITIs in skilling India?
ITIs traditionally have been the only institutions which prepare young persons for a career in industries, and they have been working since 1950s, and these institutions have been the main source of skilled manpower supply to the industry.
So why QCI was identified for evaluation of ITIs under the NCVT?
Unfortunately, earlier we didn't have the system of accreditation of these ITIs, as a result of which the infrastructure was deficient, sometimes the quality of training was substandard, and therefore the government decided that we should introduce a system of accreditation of these institutions. And for the purpose of accreditation, QCI was identified as the nodal body. That is how the system of accreditation is now being carried out by QCI.
So how QCI has played an important role in improving quality initiatives in skilling through the ITIs?
No, QCI is the apex body for ensuring quality of different kinds of institutions, and therefore government decided that these ITI should be accredited, and government has certain norms for classrooms, for workshops, for tools, equipment, machinery, and trainers and power load, etc. And these norms have been given to the QCI. On the basis of those norms, the QCI sends its assessors to different institutions who verify the infrastructure, and on the basis of that, they recommend for accreditation. And on the basis of that accreditation, when it is granted by QCI, the government grants them affiliation with the National Council for Education.
Thank you, sir. Could you tell us on how QCI has played a role in upliftment of the accountability in terms of participation, in terms of predictability, and in terms of transparency?
The role of QCI has been very, very important. There is use of IT in accreditation. So all the promoters of ITIs, whether it is the private sector or the government, they are requested to upload the infrastructure which they have created by way of classrooms, tools, equipment, machinery, workshops, trainers, and various other things which are required to set up an ITI. And there is a first stage, the desktop assessment, and if the infrastructure appears to be satisfactory, then only the assessor is sent to that ITI for assessment of the infrastructure facilities. And if it is not complete, then the promoter is advised to carry out modifications or additions or whatever is required to complete the infrastructure. And therefore, this, whether it is the government or the private entity, they are supposed to be giving everything, and it is uploaded on the website so that there is total transparency, and anybody can see whether the infrastructure is complete or not. Similarly, it also makes the government or the private entity accountable to the students who come there for training. And in terms of participation, students, all these ITIs have been asked to prepare their websites, and whatever infrastructure, the training, the number of trainees who have been trained, and the placements, etc., are uploaded on the website. And if anybody wants to see, whether it is the parents or the trainees, they can have a look, and in a way, it ensures total transparency by the institution, and also encourages participation by the trainees. In terms of predictability, I would like to say that this system has been put in place, and everybody knows that these are the norms and standards, and anybody can verify. And therefore, if you go to an ITI, you expect certain standards to be followed, and after accreditation by the QCI, it is supposed that all the infrastructure will be in place, and one can predict the kind of quality, accountability, and participation of the stakeholders in this whole process.
So, sir, how this project has contributed in the youth participation and leadership towards innovation, towards community impact, and towards scalability and sustainability?
Yes, this is very, very important, because once we accredit these institutions, the quality definitely goes up in terms of training. And since the system has been introduced for about 2 years now, the number of ITIs accredited every year has gone up from about 1,000 to more than 1,600 or 700 per annum, which is a record which has never been achieved earlier. And therefore, it encourages people to come forward, and because there is total transparency in accreditation, and therefore people don't have to go anywhere. They have to upload their papers. Earlier, there used to be large number of papers which were submitted physically, and there was possibility of misplacing or fudging those papers. But now everything is online and transparent, and therefore the private promoters are encouraged to set up as many institutions as are required in their areas. And this also encourages youth, because now there is easy availability of these institutions in their vicinity. Earlier they had to travel long distances, so it encourages their participation. And this is the kind of innovation in the sense that the quality of training is ensured. The first stage is accreditation, then the next stage is what is known as grading. So it will be class 1 or class 2 or class 3 or class 4, or better probably terminology can be used. First 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star ITIs, which will give the choice to the trainees and the parents to opt for whichever ITI has 5 star rating or 4 star rating. And the substandard ITIs, if there are any, will automatically get eliminated, and this will improve not only the quality of training, but the quality of workers to be supplied to the industry at a larger scale.
So, sir, what could be the further areas of improvement in ITIs, such as quality teaching faculty, etc., and how can QCI play a role in this?
The future steps which are proposed are also the surveillance, the oversight, because earlier when some institution used to get affiliation, it used to be for whole life, but now this has been restricted to only 5 years. Once you get accreditation by the QCI, you can run the institute for 5 years, but a system of inverse surveillance is being introduced, which will mean that every ITI will be inspected every year, and it is not only the physical infrastructure, but also the pedagogy used, the quality of training, the placement, the remuneration levels, all will be monitored, which will encourage these ITIs to excel by way of quality and supply the best quality manpower to our domestic industry as well as to the global market. And therefore, the system of surveillance or oversight is the next stage when all these ITIs will be monitored and their performance of the faculty as well as the trainees will be monitored and ensure that they turn out the best quality of trainees for meeting the requirement of our industry.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.